ADR, this is King Black, and I want to touch on that flag incident. And that flag incident that I'm referring to is the one involving this flag right here, the Puerto Rican flag. And there's this video going around where this woman wearing a shirt featuring this particular flag being harassed by a dude while she's minding her own business. And this video serves to highlight the idiocy of people whom the education system failed. This guy seemingly doesn't understand or know that every single Puerto Rican, whether born on the island or born in the States, is an American citizen. He fails to realize how dumb he comes off harassing this woman, saying that she can't wear that flag when she's in the United States. What kind of crap is that? I don't see too many incidents where people give Mexican people crap for wearing the Mexican flag on their clothing or having the Mexican flag as a decal on their car. I don't see the flag of an African American who may be wearing a Jamaican flag shirt. I don't see them being harassed saying go back to Jamaica. This guy in this particular video, which a link for it will be in the description of this video, he basically feels brave because he's going against a woman. You think, especially for all the haters out there leaving comments on my videos trying to say I'm white, you think this guy would act the same way towards your stereotypical Puerto Rican, the ones that you envision in a freaking Daddy Yankee video or a Farruko video, all tatted up with a mohawk? No. Let's not forget the fact that Puerto Rico during World War II actually sent more of its citizens as soldiers to fight in the war than any single state in the nation. People from the island have died for the United States flag. And yes, it is true that on the island there is a sense of resentment maybe towards the United States, and this is a small part of the population who feels that Puerto Rico should be independent or was somehow better under Spanish rule. But I digress. The point is, this flag is not trying to put down the American flag. It is a sense of pride, just like there's American citizens who are proud of their Irish heritage and might wear the Irish flag or English flag, Canada. I don't see no video of somebody wearing a Canadian hat making a big deal and say go back to Canada. It's crazy how a lot of these isolated incidents are popping up left and right. You have people calling the cops on African Americans who are doing nothing to anybody. They were residents in their particular apartment complex, utilizing a pool, and that little girl selling water. All these incidents that we hear in the news and have seen on YouTube, it doesn't freaking make sense, man. That particular video kind of pissed me off. I'm glad that it wasn't me that happened to. What's even worse is that the cop that was there did nothing. You know, she was clearly doing the right thing by asking the gentleman nicely to leave her alone. You know, she's just minding her own business. And he comes out of his way to harass her. And the cop does nothing. And you have to remember, take all the feminist BS some of the SJWs might have out of their minds. And remember that, biologically speaking, and for the most part, you know, a man is physically stronger than a female. What if he had went farther than just harass her verbally? What if he would have hit her? What if he would have assaulted her? Maybe the only reason why he didn't was because there was a cop there, although he wasn't doing nothing. But he was clearly harassing her. And she wasn't trying to bait him. She wasn't trying to further escalate the situation. You know, the guy was trying to be an instigator. You know, oh, do you have a permit for that? Blah, blah, blah. You're not supposed to be wearing that in this country. Like, who are you? You know, last time I checked, this is the land of the free. You know, and if somebody wants to rep Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, China, you know, that's their prerogative. I have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're forcing me to wear that. It's a way of self-expression. It's to express your pride in either your personal story that you might have come from the island, or your family history, your ancestry. And to have somebody tell you that you can't even wear your own flag because this is the United States. The United States is a melting pot of cultures. Throughout history, hundreds of nations, citizens, and generations from different nations now make up this country's citizenship. This guy wants to be talking about you can't wear that flag in the United States. You know, you might want to be asking the indigenous people how they feel about the United States flag. Whatever we call them, Chickasha Indians, or the Crow, or the Blackfeet, or Blackfoot. Talk to those people how they feel seeing that American flag, knowing that generations and generations and generations before them, their great grandfather was indigenous to that land. And if you want to go even further than that, go back in time and talk to the freaking Neanderthals and ask how they feel. They were here first. It saddens me to see citizens act so reckless, and I don't know if it's something in the water, or if it's all these pharmaceuticals people are pumping into their bodies. That's Xanax, the Adderall, or hopped up on meth or heroin. Those things serve to mess with your mental state, your mental stability. When you're on these type of things, you feel braver to say things that you wouldn't normally otherwise say, or act in ways that you wouldn't otherwise act or behave. What do you think of this story if you're Puerto Rican? If you're not, if you're Mexican, or if you're African American, or you're from Africa, you're from China, you're from Germany, how would you feel if you're out minding your business and you're just wearing a shirt? Not a mask like mine, not a bandana, but a shirt or a hat with your country's flag on it. If somebody came out of nowhere, you're minding your business, being peaceful, you're not being loud, it's just something you're wearing. If somebody comes out of the blue to harass you about it, saying you're not allowed to wear that flag, how would you feel? Like I said, and I will repeat again, I think that guy just felt brave because she was a woman, and I don't know if she was by herself or not, but if she was by herself, even more so. Because I guarantee you, he wouldn't try to do that in the Bronx, Washington Heights. He wouldn't be trying to do that in Brooklyn. He wouldn't be trying to do that in Miami. He wouldn't say that to the Cubans in Little Havana. That wouldn't fly, man. That video would have turned out completely different had that been the case. And once again, it disheartens me how this man was so uneducated about the fact that Puerto Ricans are citizens. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. Adios.